Okay, it is March Madness time, and so you're going to get Professor Riggs's rundown of how I would like the NCAA's to go. First, I'm going to show my mug here up in the corner, and then talk to you real quick. I am a little disheartened with the NCAA's anyway, and the NCAA itself. Why Baylor still has an athletic program and has not been handed down the ultimate death sentence for 52 sexual assaults happening on their campus, and the higher administration covering it up. I have no idea why that's. Well, I know why, because it was football players and we're getting into the he said, she said things with young women on campus. And that's a very serious issue. That's a very serious allegation. So, as far as I'm concerned, Baylor is dead to me. It's not funny, but and so and you know the NCAA is just getting so. I mean, there are some programs that do it right, and I'm proud of my boards because I've got several of the students in my 210 and 220 classes and in this one. And I'm not sucking up to them. I'm just saying, they do it right. Um, if they academically, if they falter, one, they are in my office so darn fast, your head spins. But um, and and that's remarkable because and that goes for the dance teams and the cheer squads and all of those that go with the athletic teams, and the kids do it for fun, and they love doing it, and so that's good. But they work incredibly hard, just like all of you out there, and they get to play the game. So now for the and then don't get me started. Two of my biggest pet peeves so far this year in basketball, besides that Baylor shouldn't even have any athletic program whatsoever. Basketball is KU's basketball team. It looks like they got a number one seed, and Bill Self, in all his folksy that shtick with me, kind of died a long time ago. Way bench that one player, bench Jackson for NCAA for the tournament. And in the tournament, he didn't even want to have to play because he didn't want to get. He knew he was going to be a number one seed no matter how they did, and he didn't want to play it because you get kids hurt before the big dance. And so he protected his player really from injury and said, "We'll just throw this one away and we'll go get it in the NCAA. And by the way, I'll make my $6.5 million and not pay one dime in Kansas income tax because I'm incorporated." Anyway, so and everyone talks about, oh, KU does it the right way. Right. Ask the young lady whose dad they tried to pay off because of the shenanigans of the team, and we're handling it internally. Yeah, whatever. I just know that our UMKC players, if they even did half the things that the KU players have been doing, they would be gone. They'd just be gone. You know. And I guess that's the way it goes. My other biggest pet peeve, and we'll get to them. I'll probably talk about them again when we get to that bracket. But you're going to get to see me do this bracket after I get done with my NCAA rant here. Get down to Duke, the Dukies. Yeah, the fat Dukies. But anyway, I didn't say that. And good old Coach K, who actually gets uglier every year. I don't know how that happens, but he does. Anyway, with what's his name? Aaron Greeley, the tripper guy. Yeah, the day tripper. Oh yeah, we suspended him. Yeah, you suspended indefinitely. And this guy purposely tries to hurt other players, and he's still allowed to play, and Duke has not been sanctioned one bit. It's because Coach K, he does things the right way. Don't even give, when he starts going on about, oh, shiny moment. If he says one bright shining moment anytime during the broadcast, I turn it off, or at least go to mute. The guy is nauseating. I'm like, get a room. When he start, and they'll start focusing on one player, and that player can do no wrong, or that coach can do no wrong. And then they always kind of paint this kind of sinister picture around my two favorite coaches that are still that are two favorites are good old Huggy Bear from West Virginia and John Calipari from Kentucky. I know some people say, well, talk about people who don't do it the right way. Hey, at least they're honest about it. Their players love them. I mean, because they're kind of streetwise at heart, and they are completely upfront about what their programs are all about, and and I just love them. And the other one that I kind of like, that I grew to like, the other coach that, especially when he was here in the Big 12, is Frank Martin. He's another favorite of mine. His players play hard for him. His players love him. He does things, I think, he does things the right way. And the one thing we've got going for us in this whole thing to keep us from actually gagging whenever Jim Nantz comes on to start announcing a basketball game, we got Sir Charles commercials, and we got Sir Charles Barkley. For me, he saves the entire week. All right. Anyway, enough of my rant on college basketball. Let's go through my bracket. I'm going to post this thing, and you all can decide later on how far. And a lot of it I do the bracket. By the way, there's absolutely no way on God's green earth anyone will ever get this correct. Ever. No way. It's impossible. It is impossible. You cannot have a perfect bracket. So, people who do all this analysis, all this, you might as well. And in fact, they've done all kinds of mathematical iterations. If pick a favorite color and go with that, and you will do just as well as the people who analyze every freaking rebound. The eighth man got his rebound to turnover ratio. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, mathematically, it all gets washed out. All right, so I'll get my mug off the screen, and let's go through this first one. Hey, my stepdaughter is getting ready to graduate from UC Davis. I think UC Davis will probably get in here, but we've got to go with KU. I mean, I hate to do it. And here I've got to go with Miami. And then, of course, KU will beat them. But now hold on here. Hold on here. The thing that I don't like about this bracket is I think Vermont might beat Purdue. But I'm going to go with Purdue. All right, I'm going to go with Purdue. And then we'll do we'll do the other regionals in short little bites too, because this might be too long of a recording. So we'll put Vermont there. I think Nevada's going to beat Iowa State, even though I've watched Iowa State play actually twice this year, and I kind of liked them. And I think Purdue here, and Purdue comes out here because they're big and they're beefy, and they'll knock KU around. That's and by this point, but what do I know? I'm going to go with my Rhode Island Reds against the Dentists. Oh wait, I've got an Oregon. This should be Oregon. This is Rhode Island. I've got Oregon going all the way to the Final Four. Oregon. Michigan should beat Oklahoma State without any trouble. Louisville should beat Jacksonville State without any trouble. Jacksonville State used to have a heck of a team back when they had a guy named Artis Gilmore back in the early 70s. They were a ball club. I would really like for Michigan to win that, but I think what's his name? What is his name? God, I can't even think of his name now. I keep thinking of Jim Valvano, but that's not even close. He doesn't even have near the character of whatever. He'll make sure he brings in some good call girls for his team. No, I didn't say that. I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go with Michigan beats Louisville and Oregon, and then Oregon in the final. And I think Oregon might go all the way. I watched them stomp, embarrass, club, smash, crush, destroy Arizona. It's kind of fun. The only thing that was missing was Lute Olson wasn't coaching. All right, North Carolina. Dadgummit. Good old Dadgummit boy himself. Um, he's going to win. UNC, the Tar Heels win that one. I've always liked Arkansas. Never really liked Seton Hall, but you got to watch out for these Big East people. I mean, they know how to play ball. But I'm going to go with Ark, and I wish they could beat North Carolina, but they can't do it. Middle Tennessee's going to win this one. Winthrop will win this one. Yeah, they're going to beat Butler. Cincinnati will win this one. I like Cincinnati. Oh, did I say I'd stop this when we got down to here? Cincinnati will win this one. I got UCLA. In fact, I'm kind of going all West Coast here. Oh, I like my Shockers. WSU, Kentucky. See, now, two of my favorite teams in the tournament are here. Kentucky and the Shockers. I just don't think my Shockers can do it. UCLA, and I'm sorry, John Calipari, you're one of my faves. Rick Pitino, that's that asshole's name. All right, anyway, gonna go with Gotta go with UCLA here. Middle Tennessee will at least get here. I mean, this is a total joke here, but it's still okay. UNC, out of gas, UCLA. All right. I guess we can keep going. This won't be too long, and you can stop. There's not going to be anything on the exam on the homework that's about this. So I'm just letting you see what my thinking is of the whole thing. Villanova, Virginia Tech, Wisconsin. Wisconsin kind of shows up. I think Wisconsin might actually take Villanova. And then we've got Virginia. Oh, I love this matchup. These are my, when I was stationed in Camp Lejeune, as they say, down in North Carolina, we were about 40 miles north of Wilmington. Beautiful campus. Love the Seahawks. UNCW. Yeah, big upset here. I used to love Florida. I like Billy Donovan. So I'm going to go with them here. And then Florida. I think Florida's got more horses than Wisconsin does. I'll go with Florida here. What do we got down here? SMU. I have no idea about these teams whatsoever. Let's go with SMU. Baylor. I don't want them to win anything. That's just out of protest. They shouldn't even be there. That should be like forfeit every game. Forfeit. SMU. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Is this a cake bracket or what? So, the Dukies, the fat Dukies. One more time. Those of you who know what I'm talking about there, but anyway. And they put good old Coach K, who gets uglier every year, right here. I mean, look at this bracket. Really? The Dukies, once again. I mean, they just ooze white privilege. It just kills me. It just slays me. And then Jim Nance will just go on and on. You know, damn, get a room. So, my boy Frank Martin, South Carolina. Yeah, Duke will destroy Troy. But my boy Frank, I just have to go here. Frank, and then Florida will get into the Final Four. As what? What do I got there? Florida is what? Oh, 4 seed. That could happen. If you really want to fill these things out correctly, you should pick all just 1 seeds, and you'll probably beat. You might actually make a little money. You just pick all 1 seeds because, like they say, basketball royalty. After the first weekend is the best one because that's when you get some of these little upsets that I've already predicted in here that may or may not come to fruition. But there will be maybe some I didn't pick, and that's the fun part. And then after that, it gets boring because now it's just like, okay, it's as they say, the royalty of college basketball is what's left, But they do it right. They do it the right way. Oh, the Zags. Zags will be, 18 and 16, South Dakota State. Zags will win this one. Northwestern sneaks in. I think Northwestern. Here we got the SAT Bowl. Northwestern will, and then the Zags will win that. Notre Dame and Princeton both kind of play the same type of game. Princeton had a tough go against Harvard, so in the thing, I got to go with Notre Dame. I go with the Irish here. All right, Bucknell. KU fans, Bucknell ring a bell? My boy Huggy Bear. I'm gonna have Huggy Bear go all the way to the end. University of West Virginia. All right, cool beans. Huggy Bear is gonna win here. Huggy Bear is gonna beat my Zags. Okay, it's going to go that far. Maryland always liked them. I think the X-Men are going to win that one. Florida Gulf Coast was the darling, thrilling story a couple years ago when they came out of nowhere. Xavier. Let's go with FSU here. And then FSU here. St. Mary's, VCU. I'll go with St. Mary's. I don't know a thing about them. And Arizona, West Virginia. There we go. There's my bracket. What a joke. What a joke. If this pans out, it'll be a miracle. All right, so I got between Florida and West Virginia. Huggy Bear. Get him in there. Oregon. This will be the bad thing because these guys have played each other like 9 times this year. And then Oregon's going to win the whole thing. That's the way I've got it. That's the way I see it. You all can fill out your own if you want. And that might be kind of fun. I'll see if I can set up something where we can submit our brackets if we want to. So I'm going to put mine on Blackboard, but out here. Oh, wait a minute.